So this one made my blood boil real bad and exposes who Priti Patel is as a person. So Priti Patel, actually in this segment, I forgot my catchphrase, we're going to talk about Priti Patel's dumb statements on Ukrainian refugees. So she said Putin could use Ukrainian women to infiltrate the UK to launch terror attacks. The Home Secretary says, well, why would Ukrainian women work for the Russians to commit terror attacks in the UK? It makes no sense. And if this was the case, then we'd be seeing, and we would see, a rise in terror attacks across Europe, given that Europe has been far more generous. Should I say the rest of Europe has been far more generous in, giving Ukrainians refuge, especially in Poland. Poland would see, a whole spate of terror attacks. It makes no sense. Honestly, you just read this stuff and you lose IQ points and the desire to live. So, the Home Secretary said British people will open our homes and our hearts to Ukrainians, but security could not be compromised. Yeah, aren't you the one who spoke to Israel behind the Prime Minister's back and was sacked by it? Was that not you, Priti Patel? Seem to remember it. I think it was you. Was it not, buddy? The European Union has allowed visa-free travel for Ukrainians fleeing the conflict, but Patel defended her approach in a speech at the Tory party spring conference, which is not typically conference season. She said the vast majority of those fleeing are women and children, but Patel said it would be naive and misguided to think Russian agents could not be amongst them. Yeah, I'm sure there are Russian agents amongst them because they haven't got bigger things to do, like deal with their failing invasion. I'm sure there'll be Russian agents among them in their failing war against Ukraine. Jesus, woman. I have been asked why we couldn't suspend security checks on people escaping Putin's war, she told activists in Blackpool. Times of conflict emphasise our need to remain watchful. Okay, but why is the process so slow? There are places in Poland that have so many refugees. They're staying in sports halls, hotels. They're full. Surely you could have run security checks on these people by now. You could set up facilities in European countries, do the visa checks and say, look, you can come stay in the UK. Why has this not happened yet? She said a small number of people can wreak utter havoc, which is true given the state of the country, given the cabinet. How so few people have screwed over such a country is unreal. And Russia has a history of covert hostile activity, which is true, but this is not going to be the method they do it. She said, I'm afraid it is naive and misguided to think that only men can be covert operatives, or that refugee flows would not be subjected to some form of exploitation, which she's not 100% wrong about, but it does go to show that women can be as evil as men, hence why we have Priti Patel. These are those who would come to this country who mean us harm and who plot to strike at our way of life, and still doesn't answer the question why you haven't set up more facilities in European countries to help them out. You could do visa checks and say, yeah, these people check out, we'll take them to our country, house them until this war is over, or for 3 years like other European countries have. Why is it that we cannot do what other countries have done? Said the processes that we have put in place closely follow the advice of our intelligence and security services. Are you going to publish that advice? I would hope you do, because I would like to see what they advised you on, seeing as you barely listen to them anyway. Look at the all the Russian money flowing into the UK. You didn't listen to them then. With that guy in the House of Lords, you didn't listen to them then. So why are you suddenly listening to them now? It makes no sense. They mean we can help Ukrainians in need without making our country less safe. The people who have made the country less safe is you. It's your party. The UN's Refugee Agency believes more than 3.3 million people have fled Ukraine since the Russian invasion on February 24th, 90% of them women or children. The latest update from the Home Office showed 8,600 visas have been issued under the UK's family reunification scheme out of 53,600 started applications. So we've only issued around the 9,000 mark, really. The Separate Homes for Ukraine scheme allows Britons to provide accommodation for someone fleeing the war zone, opened on Friday, which is very late, given this article was only written on the 19th of March. And the simple fact is we haven't done enough. Patel can use security as an excuse for our xenophobia, but the simple fact is that's simply not the case. Security isn't a major concern here. It isn't really a concern at all, especially given the fact that other countries have helped out so much, and the fact that we're relying on the goodwill of people to house Ukrainian refugees when it should be the government who step in here. What's the point of a government if it can't help the most vulnerable people, not just in our society but around the world? But yeah, anyways, it's just so painful, honestly. You know, when people talk about, oh, we need more women and more minorities in politics, be careful what you wish for. Honestly, people's policies should come first before anything else. But anyways, let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe, support the channel on Patreon if you can, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.